All right, so for your movie posters, I want to first go over the criteria that you need. So if you go into your Google Classroom under movie poster project, you must have the following. So the title, the director's name, your name, release date of the movie, the name of actors, and this could be your family members, your friends, names that you've made up, a tagline, and we talked a little bit about tagline, which is just a little sentence that gets the audience curious about your movie, and then the movie rating, kind of like rated G, rated PG-13, and then right here it says save criteria will be 11 by 17 and 300 resolution. So I'm going to show you how to do that in Photoshop. So right now I brought in an image from unsplash.com. When you bring an image in, it may lock it and turn it into a background layer. If that happens, we're just going to unlock the layer, and then I want to create a new layer, bring it down, and make this my background layer. And please rename it so that you know which layer you are messing around with. And then I'm going to go to my background layer, and I'm going to change the dimensions to 11 by 17. So I'm going to go to canvas size, width 11, height 17. And then you're going to press OK. And now you'll notice how big your canvas is. This is an 11 by 17. Currently, my image size is very small. So I am going to rename this street. So now you can do Control T and make it as big as you can to fit your canvas. So now my image is 11 by 17. When you're all done, to get rid of this transformation tool, you press enter or click on the side. So now you want to make sure that your resolution is 300 dpi. And in order to do that, you want to go to the image size, and you'll notice now my width is 11, my height is 17. I already changed it, but yours may say 72. But we are going to change it to 300 pixels per inch. And this value just refers to the number of dots which are printed per inch. And therefore, needless to say, the higher the DPI value, the higher the printed dot density and higher the resolution. So basically stating that it is less pixelated. Then you press OK. So now I want to show you a quick tutorial on how to use text on your movie poster. For example, let's say I want to create the movie title. I'm going to come over here. There are options on how to do horizontal type tool and the vertical type tool. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to use the horizontal type tool. And I'm just going to click, and let's say my movie poster's name is City Escape. And remember, it works very similar to like Microsoft Word. You can highlight the font and then come over here and find the font that you want. Remember, if you downloaded a new font that from the two websites on your planning sheet, you can find the tutorial on Google Classroom on how to download font. So right now it is City Escape. That is the title of my movie. And let's say, oh, and then one thing is the point of the movie will only go up to 72, but if you highlight this area and then click higher number, like 120, press enter, it will bring up the font even higher than 72. So let's say that I really like my font, but I want it to be kind of see-through with an outline text. You can manipulate your text by going into FX, blending options, and going to something called stroke. What you want to do here is you want to play around with size, position, and color. So you can think about the size of your size of your stroke. Then the position means, like, do you want your stroke to be on the outside, the inside of your stroke, or the center? And I kind of like the center stroke. And then now you can pick a color for your font. So I'm going to pick a nice color. I'm going to press OK. Press OK. And then in order for you to make it transparent, you have to come over here. But you don't mess with the opacity because then it will bring down the whole entire font. What you want to do is go to Fill and bring down the fill. And you'll notice now that if I bring this all the way down, my stroke and my will still be there, but just the inside of my font will be transparent. So go to Fill. And if you want to make it a little bit more, just a little bit transparent, you can bring it up a little bit. But I kind of like the fill being at 0%. So there is my movie poster title. And again, you can move it around, things like that. Now what you want to do is make sure you have your actors' names here. Maybe I want to put it... You may want to put the actors' names up here. So remember, 2 different fonts max. If you do more than two different fonts, it just gets really messy. Or another quick way that you can make it less messy is using the same font, but just messing around with. Well, this one only has only has one type of font. But let's say I use a font, some like more simple font like this. There's going to be italic, semi-bold, semi-bold italic, bold, and bold italic. It's the same font, but it's just a little bit more different. But using these instead of a different font will help you a lot to just make it a clean image. Down the font about, let's do 24. This could be a name. I'm going to copy and paste. So Control C, Control V. I'm going to have another name here. Control C, Control V. And let's just pretend I just named all of these in different names. So you'll notice that all of my names on top, they're not very straight. So I will show you how to do that. You want to select all the names. So I'm going to hit Shift and then press all the names. Oops. Once I selected all my names, you'll notice these little tools on top. You want to hit this controller. This tool, it says Align Top Edges. And you'll notice now, it is now perfectly lined up on the top edges. And the one next to it is Align Vertical Centers. And this one just helps it to be in the center. And you can use this tool for everything else. You can, don't forget your tagline. So if you want a tagline, I wrote, here is my tagline. I want to make my tagline probably italic. Make the font bigger than my actors' names, maybe like a 36 or, let's see, 48. So now I'm going to go talk about the movie rating portion of the criteria. So if you go into Google Classroom, you'll notice that I uploaded this photo. And this is basically the ratings for your movie poster. Let's say you want the general audiences, all age admitted. Let's just use this and put it on the corner of my movie poster. In order to do that, first you have to rasterize this layer. I'm going to go to Image, or Layer, Rasterize, Smart Object. You'll notice it disappeared. And now I want to focus on this general audiences, all age permitted. And I'm going to grab the eraser tool, but instead of using the eraser tool, I'm going to use the magic eraser tool. If you click on that, and I'm going to zoom in. If you press Alt, you can zoom in. If you press spacebar, you can move it. But I'm going to use the magic eraser tool, and look what it does. It erases things that I don't need. So it basically erases my background for me really quickly. So I'm going to make sure I zoom in all of these. And use my magic eraser tool and just make sure I select the inside of my A's and D's. Press spacebar. And I'm just going to erase all of that. And once I'm done, I am going to zoom out. And I don't need all of this on this bottom. So I'm going to grab my rectangular marquee tool. I'm just going to select all of that, hit backspace for delete. I'm going to start focusing again on this one over here. But you'll notice that it's black. If you want to make it black, go ahead. But for me, I think I want to turn this all white. Because my background is black, the white will really stand out. The shortcut key to turn anything white or black again is Control-I for invert. So hit Control-I while you are on that layer. You'll notice it just changed my image to white. I'm gonna make this, if you hold down, you don't even need to hold down Shift, but if you bring it over, you now have a movie rating for your movie poster. So you have the title, your tagline, your name of actors, and a movie rating. All you're missing now is your name, the director's name on here, and then a release date for your movie poster. And that is it. And then once you are done, go to File, Save As. Save it somewhere that you will know where you want it. And then you will name this your first name, last name, movie poster. You want to save 2 files, one for Photoshop. So hit save. And then the next one, you want to go File, Save As. Oops, it needs to download. File, Save As. And then the next one you want to do is a JPEG, the first one, JPEG. Again, first name, last name, movie poster. Hit save, upload this JPEG onto Google Classroom under Upload Final here. And then you are done.